If you're retired and every wealth building video feels like it was made for a 25-year-old, this is for you. There's a simple 3-number formula I use every single month, and it takes about 30 minutes to set up. I call it the 10-10-80 split. And once you see how it works, you're going to wonder why nobody explained wealth building strategies like this before. But before I break down these 3 numbers, I need to talk about the real problem. Because most financial advice out there, it assumes you've got 30 or 40 years of runway. It talks about maximizing out your 401k, grinding at your career, compound interest over decades. And if you're 60, 65, 70, you hear that and you think, well, that ship has sailed. So you start feeling like the window closed, like maybe it's too late to really build wealth, like the best you can do is just hold on to what you've got and hope it lasts. Here's the thing. That's not true. Not even close. The problem isn't your age. The problem is that nobody tailored a strategy for where you actually are right now. They gave you the 25-year-old's playbook and expected it to fit. It doesn't, and it shouldn't. What does fit is something so simple you could write it on a napkin. 3 numbers. That's it. And the first one might surprise you, because most people in retirement think saving is something you used to do. Past tense. Done. It's not done. Here's number 1. Save 10% of everything that comes in. I don't care if it's Social Security, a pension, part-time work, rental income, whatever lands in your account. 10% goes straight into assets. That actually creates wealth and generates income for you. Not a savings account earning 0.5%, assets, things that pay you back. So your money grows even when you're not thinking about it. Now, I'm not talking about day trading or risky bets. I mean income producing assets, things that put money in your pocket month after month without you having to clock in somewhere. That's real wealth building. Your money working so you don't have to. And here's what most people get wrong. They think because they've retired, they should stop building, just coast. But coasting is how you run out. 10% set aside consistently, put into the right places, that changes the whole picture, even in retirement. All right, number 2, and this is the one most financial advice completely ignores. Give 10%. Now, I know a financial expert would probably tell you that's crazy. Why would you give away money when they're trying to build wealth? I'll tell you why. I believe that when you give to God and others, God blesses you and increases your wealth. That generosity piece, it's not nice to have. For me, it's foundational. It's the part of the formula that most people skip. And honestly, I think it's the part that makes the rest of it work. Think about it. When you hold everything with a clenched fist, you can't receive anything either. But when you open your hands, when you give freely, something shifts. Not just spiritually, but practically. You start feeling opportunities differently. You make decisions from abundance instead of fear. And in my experience, that changes everything about how wealth actually shows up in your life. So 10% goes to giving, tithing, charity, helping someone who needs it, whatever that looks like for you. Now here's number 3, and this is where it gets practical. Live on the remaining 80%, which sounds straightforward, right? But here's where most people fall apart. They never actually sit down and figure out what 80% looks like. You and your wife, or whoever you're doing life with, you sit down together and create a real budget, not a vague idea of what you spend, an actual written plan for where that 80% goes each month. Rent or mortgage, groceries, insurance, gas, the things that you enjoy, all of it on paper before the month starts, and you stick to it together. That together part matters more than people realize. When both of you are looking at the same numbers, make decisions side by side. You never have that end of the month panic. You know that one where when you check your account and think, where did it all go? That feeling disappears when you got a plan. 80% is plenty to live well. And you can modify it as you go too, but only if you're intentional about it. Only if you decide ahead of time instead of reacting after the fact. So let me put it all together. 10% saved and invested into income producing assets. 10% given generously. 80% lived on with a real budget you and your spouse build together each month. That's the 10-10-80 split. Simple enough to set up in 30 minutes. Powerful enough to change your entire financial future, even in retirement, especially in retirement. Just keep moving forward, one month at a time, one budget at a time, one good decision after another. Oh, and one more thing. If you want an income producing asset that actually fits inside that 10%, there's a free e-booklet called the Residual Income Shortcut that walks you through a system where 80 cents of every dollar comes back to you and selling is done for you. Grab it in the description below. Have a great day, and I hope this helps you. Thank you.